Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-September 2022 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is to look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and a main love interest. Once we get to roll that, we actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight, and that's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lotus Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Cosmic Tarot. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Ten of Staves. So this is the equivalent of the Ten of Wands in traditional tarot. And I could just be saying a couple different things. On the one hand, it could just be saying that you might have felt like you were doing a lot of heavy lifting within this connection, right? Where you felt like you were doing the majority of the work. Or this could just be saying that maybe you had a lot going on elsewhere in your life and you weren't really able to put a lot of energy into this connection. Could go either way there. Alright, past energy on their side, we have a few cards that came up. We have the Ace of Swords, the Prince of Cups, the Star, and the King of Swords. So, with the Ace of Swords energy here, I feel like this is saying that they might have come to a realization that, maybe they did have feelings for you, right? So with the Prince of Cups energy there, and the Star, so I feel like their desire for the connection started to grow. But with the King of Swords energy there, it could just be saying that for whatever reason they might have held back around actually expressing those feelings to you in the past. Alright, present energy on your side, we have the Four of Coins. So this is actually a Capricorn energy here. So yeah, for some of you, this could just be saying that maybe you've been focusing on your careers. Maybe you've gotten a certain level of success with that path as well. But if we see there's a figure in the room there, well, technically, looks like they're not in the room, right? If I could get it to focus, that would help. There we go. So that figure over her shoulder there looks like they're not physically in the room, right? Almost like a ghostly type figure in there. So I feel like this is saying that even as you focused on your career, let's say, I feel like you might have still found yourself thinking about this person quite a bit. So there could be some physical distance between the two of you, but I feel like there is still at least a desire to connect with this person. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Five of Swords. Excuse me. So this is actually Aquarius energy here, and normally this could represent an energy of conflict, but with this particular deck, it actually looks to me more like surrender, right? So if you guys had been going through some kind of a conflict, right, like I said, it looks like you might have felt like you were taking on too much in the connection in the past, and it looks like they had a lot going on but weren't necessarily expressing their feelings to you. So in the present here, it looks like they're not necessarily wanting to have a conflict with you. So I feel like there is a desire for peace on their part as well. But again, I don't necessarily feel like there's communication around that just yet. Alright, future energy on your side, we have the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups in this deck in particular always stands out to me because usually when we think of Two of Cups energy, it's usually very bright, vibrant energy, right? And here we see one of the cups is knocked over, and we see clearly it looks like there's a storm going on in the background, right? So this could just basically point to the energy that you guys have gone through together, right? Where, like I said, it looks like in the past you might have felt like you were doing heavy lifting, or just you had a lot of other things going on in your life to where you couldn't put a lot of energy into the connection. Like I said, in the present, looks like even if you've been focusing on career, maybe even having some success there, you might have still found yourself thinking about this person a lot. And now in the future, it looks like it's saying that you guys might actually be able to get the connection off the ground, but obviously it looks like it was a bumpy ride to get to that point. Alright, and future energy on their side, we have the Princess of Swords in reverse. So this is the equivalent to the Page of Swords, and if we look at their facial expression, it doesn't look all that inviting, right? And even that bird, I say, if you think about birds representing communication, doesn't necessarily look like the lightest, fluffiest bird either. So To see this in reverse could just be saying, like I said, similar to what I've picked up on with the Five of Swords, to where if there was some kind of a conflict between the two of you, or even just a cold energy where the two of you necessarily weren't necessarily expressing yourselves toward each other, I feel like this is saying that they're putting that energy behind them. So, like I said, it looks like for whatever reason there was a bit of a bumpy ride in the past between the two of you, but in the future it looks like you guys actually would be able to get things off the ground. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Ace of Coins. So, yeah, this definitely looks like a desire to have a fresh start, right? And seeing the potential for it to really grow. Because we see a lot of growth around the coin there. So, that's what I see with that. And then, bottom of the deck on their side, we see the Magician. So, yeah, it could just be one of those things where if they had a lot going on in their lives in the past, too, looks like now they feel confident and comfortable with the energy they could bring to the connection. Alright, so next we'll move on to the Oracle cards. First we'll see what we get from the Moonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording, but what I'm going to be looking for here is unspoken messages from you to them and then from them to you. And initially I'll be looking for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll actually just put the deck down and pull cards that way. So we'll see what we get. Alright, and that doesn't want to go back in the deck, so next we'll see what we get from them to you. Alright, and that doesn't want to go back in the deck, so let's see what we got on your side. Okay, we have Ring, I Promise You. So yeah, with the Two of Cups energy, mind you, I don't think we're quite literally talking about a ring. But yeah, like I said, it looks like there will be that desire to actually move toward this connection in the future. And on their side, we have Karma. It says, my life is falling apart and I'm struggling. So yeah, I mean, in the past, it didn't necessarily look like there were harsh energies for them, but definitely that Five of Swords energy, like I said, it looks like normally that is an energy that could represent petty conflicts and whatnot, but especially with this artwork, the way the person's laid down, right, with the swords around them, I feel like this is saying that they wouldn't want to have conflict, but let me see. Yeah, I mean, these are mostly positive cards in the past, so yeah, I mean, obviously it is possible that they might have gone through a rough stretch as well. And for some of you, maybe that's even what helped cause this growth cycle that they're going through, really. So maybe in the past, that was why you were feeling burdened, right? Because maybe they weren't bringing the best energy to the connection. And then the energy I'm seeing here could be actually the start of that growth cycle for them, starting with that Ace of Swords there. So yeah, maybe there's a bit of a deeper history here that led to you feeling that Ten of Wands or Ten of Staves energy in this deck. And yeah, so if that resonated. And lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And the same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here we're just looking for one card with general advice to wrap up with. Alright, and got one. So, you guys got Go the Distance. There's the artwork, and the number is 47. Someone else got this card this month too. I can't remember who it was, unfortunately, but you could definitely check the sign of the person you're dealing with and see if they had that card. But let's see what the message says. Okay, the relationship message says you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. Like I said, it definitely looks like the connection between the two of you wasn't all that smooth in the past. And like I said, it looks like there's definitely a bit of growth cycle I'm seeing for this person as they progress through the spread there. And like I said, that Two of Cups energy looks like there's that desire there to come together, but it looks like it wasn't the easiest path to get there, right? So hopefully that resonates with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.